Welcome back to Balfour Farm. Today we've got something a little different, something we've never tried before, so I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work out, but we'll find out. So what we're going to do today is we mowed down some first cut hay. We need to go bale it still. I raked it just yesterday. Andrew's going to come rake it again today, just to flip it over. Hopefully it dries a little bit more. It was just about done yesterday. And we're also going to try and deal with a very weedy patch of ground. So this field that we're about to head off to, well, you'll see when we get there. It's seen better days. The person that was managing it before neglected it for several years. Now it's no longer hay, it's more like brush. All right, well, there we go. I finally got this hooked up. This is a forestry mulcher, and I'd like to say that only took a few minutes, but it took a very long time. I forget every time how heavy that PTO shaft is. It is absolutely just a monster, and it's a bear to hook up. So anyway, we've got it all hooked up, cleaned up here. We're gonna head down the road and put this to work in the hayfield. All right, so this is a first. This is the first time I've ever run the mulcher with this tractor. I've only ever run it with that TYM that I had. Worked really well with that, so I hope this one runs it okay. This will be the first time I've ever actually tried to do this, where what we did was we mowed down the grass, just like if we were gonna cut it for hay. There was a lot of brush in there, a lot of weeds. We're gonna try and run the mulcher over it and see if we can chew up the weeds that are there. I don't know that this is gonna work, but we're gonna give it a try. This thing here, when it grinds up, you can close the back gate and it really usually mulches everything up really fine. I would just run the baler over this, rake up this hay and run the baler over it, but it's got a lot of big sticks and twigs and had saplings growing out of this field. And I really don't want to run that through the brand new baler. I could go through and pick out all the trees and shrubs. And if I did bale it, I would just discard the hay anyway. We would just take it and bale it up into round bales and then probably drop it off in the woods somewhere and let the pigs play with it. But all right, well, we just get down here and I will show you what we're up to here. This is only a couple acres and it's been severely neglected, so hopefully we're gonna get this back into a better shape here. So what we've got is, there is tons and tons of weeds in here, which I don't mind that so much. We could bale that up and just dispose of it somewhere. The problem is things like this here. There was a big bush. It's actually really big. And a bunch of little trees here. This is all, and when I say a bunch, I mean a lot. They're just everywhere. There's a whole line of them here. You can kind of see all going up through. Then what we have is stumps sticking up out of the ground. We're gonna try and get rid of all this. Gonna run the mulcher over it and I hope it grinds it up. Like I said before, I've never actually done this in the past. I've run the forestry mulcher through the woods, taken down saplings, grinds everything up. I've never actually mowed a hayfield and then tried to run this through. I'm hoping it doesn't just wind up around the mower, but we'll see. This here is a really large field. I think this is about 17, 20 acres, something like that. I used to mow all this at one time and hay it. And then where all that brush is up in there, there was about another 3/4 of an acre. I had mowed that and hayed it also. And you can see how much stuff grows up and how quickly it grows up in just a few years. So there is a story as to how this got like this, and we'll talk about it a little bit later. But right now I want to try and get this mulcher up and going and see if it's actually going to do what I hope it will. All right, so this is working pretty well here. Actually, I just started and been running it for a few minutes. We'll get out and check and see how it's doing. No matter how this comes out, it's going to be much cleaner than when we started, and that's what really matters. It may not be perfect, but you won't have trees growing up in here. I thought I would show you what we've got done so far. I'm really happy with the way it's coming out. Got Andrew off there raking hay, so there is still quite a bit of hay here on this that's good feed. But we're going to wind up with a couple acres there, and then over further there's maybe an acre and a half. There's a little patch of weeds up here top we're going to just do away with, I think. Maybe grind it up or just bale it and haul it off for pig bedding or something. But so this is what we're getting out of the hay here. And you can see, oh, in here somewhere, yeah, in here is where that bush was. So that's what it leaves behind. Just these little twigs. That one there is probably one of the biggest ones. There was one heck of a big bush in here. So you can see this is all mulched here. This hasn't been yet. So this is ground down enough. This will all just rot away. So the story behind this field here, we actually cut hay on this field for almost 10 years, I think. We came in, we cleaned it up, we spread manure on it, chicken manure, we spread lime, wood ash, we seeded some of this down, and then about 3 years ago, I think 3, maybe 4 years ago, all of a sudden the landowner decided they were going to give it to another farmer. Another guy came along, promised him everything under the sun, said he would take care of the field, he would come in and do a bunch of work for him. None of it ever materialized. It was a little disappointing, to say the least, after all that many years of taking care of the field and doing a really good job, to have somebody come in and just steal it away. Then to make matters even worse, I would have to drive by the field and watch them not cut it, not mow sections of the field like this here that I had always mowed and hayed. This hasn't been done now in about I think it's been at least 3 years. That's why all the trees are growing up in it. It's not the easiest part of the field to cut, so he chose not to do it. So rather than get mad about the homeowner giving away the field to another farmer, or getting mad at the other farmer, he's not really a farmer. He just kind of works part-time doing this thing. Just let it go. Figured, well, it is what it is. And every year that we drove by and saw less and less of the field getting cut and it not getting taken care of, no manure to spread on it, we figured it'd probably just be a matter of time before the landowner decided he had made a mistake and by letting this guy cut it. We waited all summer long to see if he was going to come in and cut it. He didn't. Every week I drive by, and this was the perfect year to get this hay field done. There's sections of this field that can be really wet, and with this year being as dry as it's been, you can mow every square inch of it here without any problem. So a couple weeks ago we stopped by and I talked to the owner, asked him what his plans for the field were this year. The guy that had been along doing it for the last couple of years had disappeared. Hadn't been back, so he asked me if I would cut it. So here we are fixing the field now. So this forestry mulcher may seem like a little bit of overkill. This job could most likely be done with a flail mower. I don't own one. Or possibly a brush hog, although I think that the brush hog leaves too big of pieces and kind of just scatters stuff around. wouldn't have been happy with that. I wanted to try and get this to get into small pieces so it can compost down, rot down over the winter. And next spring, we'll be able to come in and actually hay this whole field again. That and this mulcher will actually get down into the soil and cut off the stumps, little stumps that are left above the ground. All right, well, we just finished up here, and that took longer than I thought it would. You have to go awfully slow, though, and that was the reason I wasn't sure how well the John Deere would actually work doing this. I've never actually put it down in low range, low gear yet, and I did today. So it has, I was in first gear, the lowest range, so I was going as slow as you possibly could. The slower you go, the more it chews it up, and it gives the tractor more time to work it. Just like mulches it right up to nothing. So I'll show you what it looks like here. Came out good. So that's what we're using. We're using the Baumolite. It's an MP 572, which is a 72 inch. So it's got a 6-foot cutting width on it. And it's got this hydraulic end gate here. I've done a video on this in the past where we've worked it out in the woods, but it has a hydraulic gate. It's closed right now, and what it does is it allows the material just to circulate in there and keep getting chewed up, and worked really good. So this is what it looks like when we're all done. There's a few longer sticks in there. That's actually some sort of weed. And then in some spots it really worked great, just depending on what it was. And it actually cut into the ground. There was a few high spots here. And it's just fine. That'll all spread out. Gets a little rain and it'll grow. So overall, really happy with the way it came out. All right, well, I need to get back to the farm, go grab the baler. Andrew got all done raking here and it's ready to bale. So I'm gonna bale it up, try and get it hauled back to the farm today. It's supposed to rain tonight and definitely rain tomorrow. So be nice to have it back at the farm. All right, just finished baling hay here. Oh, and I'll show you what we've done. Oh, it was a long day in the tractor seat. So that part that I mulched earlier, ground it all up, I got baling off on the good hay, and then I got all done and I thought, well, wonder if I could bale this up and get it off the field. All those big sticks that I was worried about, they were all busted up into tiny little pieces, and turns out you can bale chopped hay. So the field didn't come out. It looks good here, I think. So there's still quite a bit, obviously, that I didn't rake it. I just mulched it, ran that mulcher over it, and then, yeah, didn't rake it at all. I just pretty much drove back and forth with the round baler. And there's still some, obviously, on the ground. It's real fine hay, and it was chopped, so it didn't pick it all up, but it got the majority of it. So this is one of the bales here. This is destined. You can see some sticks in here. The other one's even worse. Overall, it cleaned it up really nice. Those trees and bushes are gone. Yeah. This bale was pretty rough. It's got all sorts of stuff coming out of it. This will actually get, well, oh yeah, look at this. This is probably one of the bigger sticks. But got it off the field, cleaned up. There's still stuff here, but less than there was, so. I probably could have had Andrew run the rake over this and put it in windrows, and it might have got even more off the ground. I don't know, but it's a woolly worm. Buddy, what do you think? Oh. Lucky he didn't get bailed up. Anyhow, it's all done now. The field is, we've got all the good bales baled off and moved off the field. Now we've just got the mulch bales. All right, well, here it is. This is the whole field done. The part that had been mowed last year came out okay. Way off in the corner there, obviously where we ran the mulcher, hadn't been cut in a couple years. That'll take a little while to come back and make it look really good, and then it should look like the rest of the field probably in another year or two. And then way off in that corner, they hadn't mowed that either. It's a difficult spot to mow. It's kind of an odd-shaped little bump out in the field. We got 4 bales off that, actually. So that'll come back also, but for this year, it doesn't look the best, so. All right, well, I've got to get back to the farm. I'm gonna go check on the cows. Got a couple pregnant cows that are due soon, hopefully. And also got to check on the heifers. I put a couple of the breeding age heifers in with the cows and the bull, and I need to go check on them. It's their first time out on pasture along with the cows, so we'll make sure they stay put. All right, well, it's been a couple weeks since we started this video, and as you can see here, we are not on the farm. We are actually in Scotland, the southwest of Scotland. Yeah, southwest of Scotland, and there's sheep up there in the background. So we've been on vacation for the last almost 2 weeks, and it's actually come to an end now. So this is the next to last day of our vacation. So tomorrow we fly back out, headed back to the farm.
The sun finally came out.
Sun finally came out.
There
We've been here almost 2 weeks.
Take a picture of it.
This is, I think, the first time we've actually seen the sun in 10 days time or 12 days time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a soggy vacation.
It's been a, yeah, very soggy vacation. All right, well, we're headed back to the cabin to go get some dinner, right?
Yes.
So that is gonna do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of what we're doing on the farm. And we'll actually put in a little bit of video here of some of our time and outings here in Scotland. So it was difficult to video in the rain.
Fog just doesn't have the same allure in a picture as it does in person.
Anyway, well, we will see you next time.
Do you feel comfortable?
As long as I stay on top.
Yeah.
So just hold the green bit.
As the curd starts to settle and starts to go together, but it's quite difficult to still just get fold out in your meat when you fill them up immediately, because it would settle a lot of these weighing somewhere between 35 and 40 kilograms. Right? See some foams running down the sides?
Yeah.
So this first squeeze is just for an hour. What it does.
Whose idea was it to come to Scotland?
Yours.
It was mine. It was mine. And
You
we're
said it would
having
be fun. You said it would be sunny the whole time.
I never claimed
Beautiful.
sunshine the whole time. It's a little rainy today.
Just a bit.
We're getting a little rainy. Look at that technique.
Professional.
Do you remember how many pounds of milk it was?
It was about 120 gallons.
120 gallons.
Cornish dairies, have you been in touch with them?